I feel like these types of videos are a rite of passage for any YouTuber that makes anime related content, you know? It's like a burden we must all bear for the sake of anime. Speaking of which, watch our last episode we made on The Bear, an absolute top tier anime. But I figured I'd finally throw my hat in the ring. That and Gigguk hasn't posted his summer 2023 yet, so it's our job to feed the kids. The crown has been left unattended, and I'm coming for you, Garnt. Kidding, of course. I'm a big fan. For now. Let's cut to the chase here. This upcoming anime season is going to be unlike anything we have seen in a long time. And I know that sounds like anime YouTuber jargon, as if I'm trying to hit my word limit on an essay, but seriously, like, I'm talking absolute banger after banger. JJK, Bleach, Jobless Reincarnation, Rurouni Kenshin, the most heretical last boss queen from villainous to savior. So, you know, we have all the heavy hitters. With this many anime, it's easy to get lost if you don't have a handsome, charming, cute, and funny guide to lead you into this crazy world of anime. But as I said before, Gigguk hasn't made his yet, so you're stuck with me. So I figured I'd talk about some anime I find interesting. The good, the bad, the weird, and the goated. Let's talk about this summer season of anime.
That's a shawty that be my type. And when she get down, that's a shawty that gon' blow my mind. Her lips got the cherry taste, oh my god. She gon' speak in my ear like.
Now before we get further into the video, it would mean the world if you can like, comment, and subscribe to let me know you guys are enjoying the content. We also have a Patreon and Discord in the description below, so check that out if you're interested. Now back to the video. If you want us to do a full video on any of these later on, comment down below and we will make it happen. We asked on our community tab what anime you are all most hyped for, and as expected, we got the usual answers. Bleach, Jujutsu Kaisen, Rent a Girlfriend. And we will get to those, but let's start off with something a little bit different. As far as naming conventions go, I am glad we just gave up at this point. I could have never imagined back in 2010 when I was sitting there watching Sword Art Online that the isekai genre would end up here, but looking back at it, you know, it totally tracks. Reincarnated as a slime, in another world with my smartphone, uncle from another world, I don't know, fucking Digimon. Isekai really are here to stay, and now we have to deal with this fucking thing. And honestly, I blame you all for this. We now have an anime about a vending machine, and honestly, the worst part about it all is that apparently it's really good. It's about a vending machine fanatic who meets his demise when he is, quite ironically, crushed by a... Look, you know, I'm not even gonna give you a synopsis on this one. It's literally about a vending machine. Let's just move on. Onto something that doesn't give me waking nightmares, Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead is a show that I'm honestly, no joke, very excited for. The show follows 24-year-old Akira Tendo, whose life sucks so bad that when the world ends and becomes a zombie wasteland, he for the first time finds himself excited. The anime looks and sounds beautiful from what we've seen so far with the trailers, and honestly, there were a few years where I thought maybe zombie media was a little too prevalent. It was always the same type of story, but this anime seems to be taking it in a fun and interesting direction. It may not be about the zombies, but instead the self-reflection and betterment of ourselves and those around us. But also, the zombies are pretty sick. I'll definitely be checking this one out, and I hope you all do too. You hear me? Watch this show. I'm serious. Watch the show. I'm talking to you, Jimothy. You know I had to do it. I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't cover this train wreck of an anime. Now look, I mean that in the most complimentary way possible. This show is absolute garbage, but garbage in the way of like 90 Day Fiancé. Like, I know it's wrong, I know what I'm watching shouldn't be celebrated or even happening for that matter, but here we are. It's another season of our boy constantly fumbling these little anime baddies, and while I don't condone the watching of this show, I know I can't stop you from delving deeper into the pit of despair. This is all anime watchers canon event. I don't have much else to say, but just know I'm disappointed in you. Especially you, Jimothy. Bungo Stray Dogs is great. I'm not even going to use this time to make my silly little jokes. I honestly think this show deserves a lot more love and respect than it gets. The people who watch this anime know just how incredible it is. Great characters, amazing action, cool powers, fucking, I don't know, Dazai. It's all there. 5 seasons in and there's still no shortage of great writing and fighting. The show is fantastic and I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't already. That was the segment. Let's move on. Back in 2013, there was this fun little anime called The Devil is a Part-Timer. This one was like a reverse isekai, although I guess reverse isekai would also just be called an isekai, but whatever, you get it. It was about the devil working at what is essentially a McDonald's, and it was honestly pretty great. 13 episodes, looked great, was pretty funny, and I was excited for more. Little did I know season 2 would drop just... actually, how long has it been? Oh, 10 years. 10... okay, well, it's back now, so, yeah. Either way, pretty excited for this one, although there's a baby now. Don't know when that happened, but, you know, guess we'll find out. Next. One of the most requested anime to talk about, Jobless Reincarnation, is yet another isekai that enters the fray. But this one doesn't have a fucking vending machine, so it already has that going for it. All jokes aside, this anime is pretty great. The animation in particular is incredible, and the story, while a bit questionable at times, does eventually come into its own. Just another isekai with a boy becoming overpowered and blah blah, you get it, he has a hero. Now this is the second season, so you can't really just jump in. Well, I mean, you can, I don't make the rules here, but I'd say watch the first episode. If you don't vibe with it, you'll probably not enjoy the rest. There's a reason so many people requested it, so if democracy is how you judge things, this is for you. This one, I'll be honest, I probably won't be watching, but please look at this animation. They had to be off a perk doing this one. Next. I genuinely love this series. I remember reading Horimiya back in high school and loving every second of it. I honestly didn't watch season 1 because at the time I think there was just a lot going on, but with the release of season 2, I'm ready and excited to jump back into this great franchise. It's basically about two characters growing as a couple and becoming better people. It's a slice of life, a romance, a comedy, has a bit of everything, and I'm glad it seems to be getting a lot of love. High school me would be so proud he doesn't have to sneak off into the dark corners to be able to read this without being laughed at. Now they laugh at me for different reasons. What can I say that hasn't already been said? Bleach has always been quality shonen, and that's common knowledge. It's a part of the big three, so it always deserves at least some respect, but it was always considered to be the worst of the bunch, whether that be because more people liked Naruto and One Piece, or because the anime was like, I don't know, 80% filler, who knows. But what I can tell you is that Bleach the Thousand Year Blood War arc is peak shonen at its absolute finest. Studio Perio really put their Pierosi into this one. You can tell from the first moments of episode 1 that this is going to be something else. I truly believe the studio is passionate in finishing this adaptation, and with the second part releasing later this week, it will almost reach its climax. This moment will be huge for all shonen fans, so if you're not watching it, jump on now before it's too late, because this show will prove why it stands amongst the greatest anime of all time. Which, speaking of, Jujutsu Kaisen is easily my most anticipated anime this season, and I'd even say maybe for the last 3 years. The first season is solid, don't get me wrong, I think everyone agrees that, but as a stinky, smelly manga reader, I can honestly say we have not seen anything yet. Season 2 will be the moment JJK goes from your normal average 7 out of 10 shonen anime that's scary by its animation to something completely different and in its own lane. I mean, like, seriously, I can make an entire video dedicated to just why I'm so excited about the future of this anime and series in general, and you know what? Maybe I will. So there's my list. That's really it. You know, other than Masamune-kun's Revenge, My Happy Marriage, Liar Liar, The Duke of Death and His Maid, Reign of the Seven Spellblades, Rurouni Kenshin, My Tiny Senpai. And that's the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. What anime on this list are you most excited for? Did I bring any new ones to your attention? Let us know in the comments below. If there are any anime on this list that you would like us to cover in a standalone video, comment that down below as well. Anyway, I've been Gigguk, and thanks so much for watching. Love you all, and until next time, goodbye.